Hi everyone, it is Atia. Welcome back to my channel. We are starting week 3 of the Tarot Readathon, so that means another weekly vlog. Before we get started, make sure you are subscribed and that you've hit the notification bell so you never miss a video or a reading sprint. And be sure to check out all of my links below, especially my Discord link and my bonfire link. Now, let's jump into it. If this is the first Tarot Readathon vlog that you are watching, I'm participating in the Tarot Readathon. It is for the entire month of July. It's based on tarot cards. Each card correlates to a prompt. You pull a card, you match the book to the prompt, you read the book, and you get points for your team. I'm on Team Cups because I am a water sign and that just called to me. So let's start with what is on the docket for this week. What I am currently reading. I'm currently reading an ebook, which is All I Wanted, All I Needed by A.E. Valdez. I want to say 20% of the way through that. Yeah, and I would be correct. I'm 20% of the way through that. I'm also listening to an audiobook. I guess I should tell you what the ebook is for. So All I've Wanted, All I've Needed, I am reading for the Mother of Coins, or the Queen of Pentacles card. And I use my flow of creativity where I match the card that I pulled, like the vibes, the colors, the themes of it to the cover of the book. And I'm also reading Midnight Rooms by Danye Coles. And that one is the pick for the Ace of Coins, or the Ace of Pentacles, and I was read a book from your wish list, and I am 19% of the way through that one as well. I definitely plan on finishing both of those this week. I think it's doable. All I Wanted, All I Needed reads very quickly, and Midnight Rooms is super creepy, and it keeps me intrigued. Now, I'm also reading The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store. This is a book club read for the Penetheme Book Club, which is linked down below. I have not matched a card to that, so if I could get a card that matches that one, that'd be great, because I'm already planning on finishing it in this week or early next week, because we meet not this upcoming Tuesday, but the Tuesday after that. So it would be nice if I could pull a card that fit the Heaven and Earth Grocery Store. And then in terms of the next 3 books that I'll be starting this week, I will be starting Sing Me to Sleep. The Dutch jacket's off of there, so I'll just put the cover. Sing Me to Sleep, and I am reading that for the Ace of Knives, or the Ace of Swords, and I was to read a debut novel. I'm also rereading Blood Debts by Terry J. Benton Walker for the Son of Knives, or the Page of Swords card. Again, I use my flow of creativity for that one as well. And then I'm also reading We Are Dying Gods by C.M. Lockhart. And I'm reading this for the 10 of Baskets / Cups. And that was read a book in your favorite genre. My favorite genre is fantasy. So yeah, those are the 3. Now, I did tell myself that once I finished Children of Blood and Bone, which I was reading in last week's vlog, that I would pick a card. So we're going to pick, to start out, we're going to pick 2 cards. Why? 1, I'm trying to match the Heaven and Earth Grocery Store tarot card. And 2, I'm also participating in July Noir, and which starts on Wednesday, July 17th through the end of the month. That's hosted by the Blackbooktube. It's all about reading Black crime, horror, spooky, thriller, mystery fiction. And the location that I'm going for on the map is Joe's Library, and I have 4 books picked out, 2 audiobooks and 2 physical reads. And I would like to pick some cards that they match up with as well, because I'm trying to have all the readathons overlap. I really am. And it's been working so far. So yeah, I did a really nice shuffle of this deck earlier. It was a beautiful, beautiful shuffle. So it should be nice and shuffled. I'm hoping for some cards that I have not picked yet. These are 2 cards. So we have 2 of Baskets. Oh, I picked this already. So technically I can send this back into the deck, which is what I'm going to do. because I read for that already. So the other card is the Five of Wands. Read a book that features competition or conflict among its characters. Competition, yeah. I could do a manga for this. Yeah, I'm going to do a manga for this. I am going to do My Hero Academia, Volume 5. I'm already reading it, so it works. I'm on page like 19 or something. Okay, I mean, I'm not completely satisfied with that because, again, I wanted to fit the Heaven and Earth grocery store or one of my July Noir picks, but hey, it is what it is. So let's actually redo the first draw since I've already read, or I already picked the Two of Baskets. Mother of Baskets. I feel like I've already picked this as well. I don't understand why. Yeah, I've already picked the Mother of Baskets, so we're gonna put that over there. For the next half of the month, if I pick a card that I've already picked, I've already drawn, it's just going back in the deck. Or to the side, as you see. Father of Baskets. Or the King of Cups. Father of Baskets. Read a book with a wise character. This is going to be the Heaven and Earth grocery store. Yeah, that. Yep, that is definitely going to be the Heaven and Earth grocery store. Oh my goodness. Okay. Again, so, I mean, I was able to put in one of the books I wanted. Four of Baskets. Yeah, I've already I love how I said I shouldn't get any cards I've already picked, and I've picked 3 cards that I've picked already in the past 2 weeks. I don't understand. Okay, here we go. Again. It's like right in the middle of the deck. What is this? What is happening? Son of Coins. Son of Coins. I'm pretty sure I've not gotten that one. I have not. And the Son of Coins translates to the Page of Pentacles. Son of Coin. Read the shortest book on your TBR. I am going to limit the parameters, and that's going to be the shortest book on my July Noir TBR. And so the print copy of All the Sinners Bleed by S.A. Cosby is 338 pages, and that's on my July Noir TBR. And the other book on my TBR is Symphony of Secrets by Brendan Slocum, and that is 433 pages.
I'm pretty sure that the Reformatory, is 576, and My Heart is a Chainsaw, 398.
So I will be reading All the Sinners Bleed by S.A. Cosby for the Son of Coins / Page of Pentacles. Fun! Ooh, that's very pretty. The Devil. I don't know why I said it like that. So the prompt for the Devil is read a book that you know has mixed reviews. There's 2 that come to mind. Let me put these cards down because they are limiting My Heart is a Chainsaw comes to mind because I feel like I hear conflicting things about this one. I think. Like, I'm pretty sure I do, but also I don't know. And there's also It Waits in the Forest, which is like horror fantasy, horrific fantasy. It's like part horror, part fantasy. And this is another book club read that I've been wanting to get to. I think I'm going to go for this one, for the Devil. So I'll just put that over there. All right, I'll pick one more card, and hopefully I can fit in another July Noir TBR pick. That would be nice. We also get our significator card later today. So hopefully at least one of my July Noir picks fits that significator card. 2 of Coins. A book where the character faces a big decision. I feel like that could be anything. Where the character faces a big decision. Oh, I always forget about my Flow Creativity card, or ability. So this has gray, like a dark yellow, like a mustard yellow, brown, and white. I know that Symphony of Secrets does not match this. Neither does My Heart is a Chainsaw. And neither does the Reformatory. So that actually doesn't even help me. A big decision? Why is it so hard? A big decision. Yep. I mean, it's not on my July Noir TBR, but it is a book that I've been wanting to read since I got my hands on it. and that is Tender Beast by LaSalle Sambury. This is horror, so I will look and see if this can count for one of the prompts. I don't think so. I'm thinking about them. Yeah, I don't think it will. So, yeah. But maybe I'll read it this week. I find it hilarious that I have not been able to... How many cards have I pulled? I've pulled 5 cards, and I was only able to match one July Noir book, Such is Life. So what I'm going to do is that... I don't know. We'll see what the significator card is. If the significator card will help me add at least one of these books to my TBR for the upcoming week, then I won't be tempted to pull another card. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I love how I pulled 8 cards in total when I said, yeah, I'm gonna pull like 2 or 3. No. Okay. I started Sing Me to Sleep. Really enjoying it. I am on page 78, which means that I am 18% of the way through. My head does hurt, so I'm going to take something. I think I'll probably be up for at least another hour or 2. We'll see what the painkillers have to say about that. I'm wondering, do I continue on and Sing Me to Sleep? Or do I switch to Blood Debts? I kind of want to continue on and Sing Me to Sleep. It really is interesting. I'm interested in what's going on. I really like the world building. I like the magic. It has cozy fantasy vibe, but with the threat of death at any moment, which is an interesting balance, but this author is definitely pulling it off. And yeah, I love Circe, I think is her name. Circe. I feel like it's a play on Circe, the Greek mythology character, I think. Circe, because it's spelled Saoirse. Circe. Yeah, I don't know. Let me see if the audiobook is in Libby and I can listen to a sample. Hopefully it's a sample that has her name in it. Where's her name? I know she says her name in the first chapter. The sample stopped right as it was about to get to her name. Circe. Okay. Circe. I will attempt to remember that when I now to return this audiobook. Where did it go? Yeah, I think I'm going to continue this. I'm liking it. Hopefully I can get to maybe like page 150. It's 417 pages, so I think page 150 is a nice goal for tonight. I have a sticky note here, so I guess page 142 will be where I try to get to. All right, it is Tuesday night. I want to get a little bit of an update. So I finished, early this morning, I finished Sing Me to Sleep by Gabby Burton. I absolutely love this, gave it 4.75 stars. I read this so quickly. I was not expecting to read this in less than 24 hours. But I just couldn't stop reading. I had to force myself to put this book down and go to sleep. And then I ended up waking up early and I couldn't fall back asleep. So I picked it up and I finished it. But yeah, I'm excited for the sequel, which apparently comes out in August. This book is unexpectedly hilarious. Circe, I think. Yeah, is her name. Circe is a complex character. I loved what this had to say about identity and choosing your own path and instincts and destiny. And I loved it. It gives like subtle cozy fantasy, but make it deadly and make it murderous. And it was just also just unapologetically Black. And I loved it. It was great. It was awesome. Yeah, so I also did not see any of the twists coming. There were several twists and surprises where I was like, okay, that makes sense, but I really did not see that coming at all. And I'm looking forward to seeing how this journey continues in, is it called Dream Me to Death or Dreams? What's the second book called? Drown Me with Dreams. Yeah, so another book finished. I have to log this because I don't think I submitted it for like the points yet. And then the poll that I put up in Discord to choose like what would be the next book into the rotation. People just really want me to read fantasy. So I put It was between One of Us Knows, which is a thriller, Mirrored Heavens, which is a fantasy, and Go Tell It on the Mountain, which is a classic. And fantasy got the most votes, so I have added Mirrored Heavens into the rotation. One of Us Knows does have to go back to the library, but then I realized that I really like to listen to thrillers, so I'm going to give the physical copy back to the library, and I will add One of Us Knows will be in my audiobook rotation. Speaking of audiobooks, in 16 minutes, July Noir starts on Wednesday, July 17th. And one of the cards that I picked allowed me to have All the Sinners Bleed in my TBR. So that's fun, which means that I'm going to be balancing 3 audiobooks, which will be interesting. I usually balance like 1 or 2. I need to continue with Midnight Rooms. I was tempted to start All the Sinners Bleed just because, like, to say I started a July Noir book, but I need to make some more headway into Midnight Rooms. And I was going to continue reading Blood Debts tonight because I had my own sprints, but now I'm just like in the chat in Nicole's sprints. But I think I'm gonna listen to Midnight Room for a bit and play Coffee Talk because I really want to play Coffee Talk. And yeah, I think that's all in terms of updates. I think there's a part of me that, did I tell you all what the significator card is? I feel like I did. Maybe I didn't. I can't remember. Migraine brain. But yeah, the significator card for this week for cups is the Son of Knives, or the Page of Swords, and it's read a book about books. I only have 2 that fit, and it's manga. This is The Savior's Book Cafe in Another World, Volume 3, as well as Mages of the Library, Volume 1. So I also want to read one of these tonight as well. Maybe this one because it's super quick. And yeah, get some significator points. And I'm tempted to put Volume 4 of The Savior's Book Cafe on hold to the library because I do plan on going to the library tomorrow to pick up some things. The Savior's Book Cafe. I feel like it would just be advantageous for that to already be waiting for me. Hopefully my library has it, like my home base library, and they don't have to. That's Volume 5. Where's Volume 4? In transit. Where's it coming from? Okay, let me put this on hold. I guess it's in transit back to my library, back to my home library. As if I don't have 3,000 manga on this shelf, but we'll get there. We'll get there when we get there. I think that's it in terms of updates for now, I think. All right, it is Wednesday. Today has been a day. I thought the symptoms I was having was me coming down off of a migraine attack, but it was really just me going up and into an even worse one. So I spent most of today in bed. I did go out. You would have seen that footage. I stopped at the library to drop off some books and pick up some holds. And of course, I ended up getting some unexpected books. They're doing construction. And so the way that I went, because I initially only went in because I had to physically return some books. And also I got like an interlibrary loan and they were behind the front desk. So I had to go in. And because they're doing construction, I had to go in not through the front door, but through a side door. And the side door, in order to get to the front desk, I have to pass the new book section. And so, of course, I perused as one does. So let me show you what I got. It's a big old bag. And it turns out that there were even more books that I had on hold. But for some reason, when I scanned my card, because I went there, it was close to 7. I scanned my card and it only showed 2 books being available, which is what I thought. But then I go look on my phone and I see a text message from 2 p.m. saying, oh, you have these books available. but when I went to the locker, they weren't there. So I is confuzzled, but it just means that I have to go back to the library on Friday, and hopefully I will have finished some more manga and some of these picture books, and I'll drop off even more books. It's like an even exchange at this point. Oof. I am I am like 55% of the way through Midnight Rooms. I guess we can talk about books while I take out this pile of books. 50 something percent through Midnight Rooms. It's interesting. I'm curious. It definitely gives Mexican Gothic vibes, but not as good as Mexican Gothic. But yeah, I mean, it's sitting around a 3 to 3.5 star read for me, which isn't too bad. But considering the fact that it was on my wish list is a little disappointing, but you know, such is life. They can't all be winners, which is fine. I need to film a reel with this library haul, but that'll have to happen some other time. So I got Ella by Diane Richards, which is the fictionalized story of, or reimagining of, the turbulent and triumphant early years of Ella Fitzgerald. I also saw that this is what made me start picking up books, because I saw that they had Renee Watson's adult novel. I have no idea what this is about, but it's Renee Watson. Soulful and lyrical novel about sisterhood, oh wow, motherhood, faith, and love. This is an interesting storytelling method. I also got the first 3 volumes of A Condition Called Love. So it's volume 1. It's always hard when the cover is mostly white. It's called A Condition, but of course I can't read that. Anyways, and I also got the first 3 volumes of Sweat and Soap. I've had my eye on Sweat and Soap for a very long time, and I'm finally making the plunge. And the reason why I got the first 3 volumes is because this is an interlibrary loan, so they have to, where did this come from? Get it from outside of our library system, and sometimes that takes a while, so I didn't want to just get the first volume. And same with A Condition Called Love, I didn't want to get the first volume and then really enjoy it and have to wait super long for the next 2, so I figured I'll just do the first 3 volumes. We also have Dragon Fruit by Mikia Lucier. This is a YA fantasy, which I feel like will take me no time at all looking at the size of the text, as well as one I've really been looking forward to, of Jade and Dragons by Amber Chen, another YA fantasy that I've been looking forward to. And I'm looking, these, I need to just take this stack of YA fantasy that I have checked out from the library and get through them, because they're about this height, and a lot of them, the text looks like this. That doesn't take me long. I don't know why I do this. Another YA fantasy. Actually, this is YA sci-fi. And isn't this cover just stunning? Yeah, and these are like under 300 pages. Oh, no, this is a little over 300 pages. This one is like 470, and Dragon Fruit is a little over 300. So these won't take me too long. I just have to make the concerted effort. Another highly anticipated release, Shanghailanders. Yeah, takes place in the year 2040. And then we have the manga that I actually went there for, well, besides the interlibrary loans, and that is Delicious in Dungeon volumes 2 and 3. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it in terms of updates on what I've been reading. Yeah, pretty much. I have, you can't see it right now, but I have so many manga that I need to get through. And there's these 2, of course, that fit cards that I pulled. And then volumes 4 and 5 of this series I'll be getting on Friday, and this also fits the Significator challenge. But what I'm thinking is I'm thinking to pull from the deck, and if the card I think I'll do, if the card I pull matches one of the manga that I have here, then I'll acknowledge it. If it doesn't, I get to put it back in the deck because I already have a bunch of novels, including the 3 that are in my hand and the 2. I have enough novels, as you know. So this is strictly for me to get through some of these manga because I've slowed down a bit on the manga front, and I've picked this stack of books up and I don't know where to put it, as you can clearly see me struggling. And I think I want to do this a little differently. I think we're gonna move just to get me up. Okay, here we are. See if I can do this. And I'm strictly looking at the manga I have checked out from the library because I need to get through it. And if nothing fits, nothing fits. I always see, like, you know, they do the thing and they spread it out, but I don't know. Oh, okay. That went way better than I thought. I'm just gonna actually move this over. That went so much better than I thought it was. Okay. This one. Son of Coins or the Son of Pentacles. Have I pulled this already? Also, if I've pulled it already for the readathon, I am going to put it back. So let me check if I've pulled this already. I have indeed pulled this, so we're going to set this to the side. This is 5 of Coins or the 5 of Pentacles. Let me just bring my laptop over here so I don't have to keep walking back and forth. All right, so I have not pulled the 5 of Coins. So let us see what that prompt is. Okay, read a book that you don't think will be a 5-star read, but you still want to read it anyway. That can be a lot of things. I very rarely go into a book or even a manga expecting it to be a 5-star read. There are some that I do expect to be 5 stars, so I can't pull them for this. All right, I have 3 options. I have Pluto Volume 2, Noragami Stray God Volume 9, and Blue Flag Volume 2. Not that these series aren't good. I enjoy them. It's just that the previous volume was not a 5-star read. So that's what I'm basing it off of. Move those up a bit. So I think I'm reading a lot of... I'm reading a lot of fantasy manga at the current moment. Also, I'm very intrigued to see where this story is going. So we're going to do Noragami Stray God Volume 9 for the 5 of Coins. Okay, let's pick another one. And I'm also doing this, like, picking just for manga because I do have a migraine and I've been trying to read through it, like read novels, but my focus isn't there, but I do still want to read. So I figure if I pivot to reading manga, that should satisfy that need to read. Ooh, the High Priestess. I have not pulled that one. That is a gorgeous card. Can we just... And the purples and everything. Wow. So the High Priestess is read a book with a mystery element in it. And I know exactly what this will be. This will be Pluto Volume 3, because this is very much a sci-fi mystery, but the mystery is super prevalent. Okay. 8 of Coins or the 8 of Pentacles. I don't think I've pulled this before, but let me double check. All right. I have not pulled this one. And 8 of Coins is going to be read a book where a character learns a new skill or has art in it. So for that one, we're going to do A Sign of Affection Volume 4. The love interest in this one is learning sign language so that he can better communicate with his girlfriend who is deaf. So that is our 3rd pick. Ooh, another beautiful card. The Strength card. Pretty sure I have not picked this one because I feel like I would remember it. I'm also realizing that I've picked 4 cards in a row now that I've never picked before. And I think I need to just have the deck be like this when I go forward picking cards. Just like for the readathon, but also just like personally. And because this is working much better. than the other way. But the prompt for strength is read a book that features animals in some way. We're gonna do Ex-Yakuza. What is this actually called? Ex-Yakuza and Stray Kitten. This is about an ex-gang member who adopts a little a baby cat. All right, last pick. Four of Knives. I do think I've picked this card before. I have not. Well, I've drawn it personally in the past month, but I have not drawn it for the readathon. So Four of Knives is going to give read a guilty pleasure. I'm going to interpret that as like something in my favorite genre or something that I just love, which will be fantasy and or romance. All right, we will do Wotakoi Love is Hard for Otaku Volume 3. This is the bound up English version, so this actually has volumes 5 and 6 in it of the Japanese versions, which is why it's so thick, and you can see like that's where the second volume in this bind up starts. So yeah, this will be for that card. So quick run through of what I just did. We have Wotakoi Love is Hard for Otaku Volume 3 for the Four of Knives, Ex-Yakuza and Stray Kitten Volume 1 for Strength, Pluto Volume 3 for the High Priestess, and Noragami Volume 9 for the Five of Coins, and A Sign of Affection Volume 4 for the Eight of Coins. I think that was pretty successful. I am very satisfied with this stack, and I'm going to dive into some manga starting tonight because the focus just is not focusing. So I was looking at my spreadsheet, and I was also looking at the YA books that I have checked out from the library, and this one is overdue, and it's the like most overdue, if that makes sense. And I was looking at what I have paired for cards, and while I do eventually want to get to We Are Dying Gods, which I realize is part of a vlog project that has been going on since the dawn of time, another vlog project, I'm going to swap out We Are Dying Gods for Her Radiant Curse. And this is for the 10 of Baskets or the 10 of Cups, which is read a book in your favorite genre. And this is fantasy. So yeah, I do want to get to this. Maybe another card will come up that will allow me to read this, or I'll just have to read it next month. We'll see. Strawberry, how long have you been sitting up here glaring at me behind my back and waiting for me to open up the blinds? Oh, okay, don't bite me. I'm doing exactly what you want me to do. Okay, you're so cute. I mean, she wasn't meowing or anything. She was just sitting there so patient. Did you know I was filming? Oh, thank you. Thank you. So cute. Okay. Happy Friday. Huh?
Don't be putting on me because I'm broke again.
Woo. Alright, y'all. Happy Friday. This has been one really long day for me because I haven't gone to bed yet. I will crash at some point, probably. Maybe not. Who knows? But I have a plant that used to be in the classroom with me. And the students named her Beyonce. And I, of course, did not object. And a few months ago, Beyonce had some really long vines, but a lot of the leaves had fallen off, but they were still alive. So I took those clippings and I gave her a little Blue. But Blue's getting big. And so Blue needs another vase, which is what I'm doing. I'm also going to give B more water. Okay, Blue will go in this one because it's shorter. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, this is my first time transferring any plant. Because, you know, Blue has grown some roots, which is nice. I don't even know if the camera's gonna pick them up. But yeah, she's flourishing. She's flourishing, guys. I'm just gonna do this. So yeah, let's see how this works. And she's really growing. I mean, one, because like I'm taking care of her, but also we have a lot of these plants, like different plants. And there's one in the living room, another one that I call Diana Ross, because I'll show you why I call her Diana Ross. And the same thing that happened to Beyonce, I did to Diana Ross, because she had like vines, really long vines, and most of the vine didn't have any leaves, but the end had leaves and they were flourishing. So I did a clipping and I added that to Blue. And same thing happened with two other plants that I've named Tia and Tamara. And so Blue gets a lot of the clippings from the older plants, which adds volume. So this little mason jar, I'm not cutting it anymore. And I'm actually very proud of myself because I usually kill plants. And these ivy plants, I think they're called Devil's Ivy, have been doing really well. And my money tree in my room also doing really well. Riri the money tree, named after Riri Williams, the superhero. I want to make sure that all of her roots are covered, but I don't want to have the leaves also in water. So I think I'll add some of her old water because I'm sure there's some like nutrients. I don't know if that's how it works, but that's what we're going with. Or add some of her old water. Some nutrients, you know. And so it's not completely new. And then, yeah, you have some roots showing. Let's just tuck you in. I'm calling this preteen Blue. This is the one that went on tour. Are you still alive? Hello? Okay, and then we're gonna give Beyonce some more water. Beyonce's doing pretty well since she had a little bit of a mild poisoning. A certain tiny human put a noodle in her water, and we didn't notice until her health started failing. But she's better. The noodle has since been removed, new water, and there's new leaves. Toddlers. Okay, as promised. So this one is Diana, named after Diana Ross. And I was inspired because she's very big haired, not big haired, but like there's a lot of leaves and she has a lot of volume. And so this one's Diana. And then this one and that one are getting some sunlight. They're originally in a pot together. And so because I water them together and I can never actually tell them apart. I've named them Tea and Tamara, even though I can tell the real Tea and Tamara apart. But that's besides the point, mind your business. But yeah, those are the plants that are upstairs. Oh, I'm lying, there are more. This one's named JR, after my uncle. This one is a lily of some sort. JR looks like he needs water. We'll get to that later. And then on the table, that's really just the Tiny Humans workspace, is an orchid that my dad got from my mom. I haven't named this one yet. That'll come to me. And then this one is named JoJo. This is another one that the students named. That particular year, they were very music inspired, but artists that are definitely not of their generation. This one is named Midoriya, I believe. Same class that named Beyonce and JoJo. And I believe this is named after an anime character. Let me know if you know which anime I'm talking about. But I believe this one is named Midoriya. Let me get JR some water.
Yeah, she gonna get it. I tell you, get it.
Sorry, come on.
Why you watching me? Okay, I won't.
Oh, so cute. Okay, it is Friday evening. I am very interested to know how the footage for this week looks, because reading, who is she? I don't know her. I don't. In terms of like readathon reads, which has been the bulk of my reading. So I said earlier that like I had not been to sleep. I have since taken 2 naps. Like they were like 2-hour naps each. If you are someone who is chronically ill or chronically disabled, you know that there is a time, like, you know, how many ever days or weeks where your chronic illness or your chronic disability attempts to humble you. And that's what's been happening this week. I thought I was coming like down off of a migraine attack, and I feel like, kind of, but I was really just gearing up into a way worse one, which is what this has turned into. And so sometimes when I get these types of migraine, insomnia decides to enter the chat. And so insomnia entered the chat, and I could not fall asleep. And so I just got up out of bed once I realized that like I was just laying there and sleep was nowhere in sight. I got up. I filmed and I don't even remember if I mentioned this in a previous clip because my focus and my memory gone as well. So here we are. But yeah, I filmed a read with me for an hour, like in real time. You might have seen those videos going around. I'm intrigued by them and I wanted to try one. So I was like, why not? And I got some reading done. I finished a graphic novel, a comic book, and a volume of manga. Well, it was like the last 10 pages of a volume of manga in that hour. And so you will have probably seen that video before you see this one, because the editing of that one is kind of non-existent, which is nice. And I need more of those projects where it's not too editing intensive for times like this. And so yeah, I was just up. I took my cousin to school and came back, helped my mom with something. What did I do? Yeah, helped her with something. Took like an 1.5-hour nap, woke back up, picked up my cousin from school, took her to an appointment, and was able to have another kind of 2-hour nap before I had to go back out and pick her back up. I say appointment, but it was really an activity. And then I came back and that was around, I think we got back around like 8 something, and I washed my hair. As you can see, that's why you see like product because my hair is drying. Washed my hair, took a shower, and had my late nights. I barely read in those sprints because the focus just is not there right now. It's not. And I also realized during those sprints that I did not care what was happening in midnight rooms. I was at 74%. And I've been listening today a total of like 33 minutes. And after 33 minutes of listening, or actually like before I even reached the 33 minutes of listening, I thought to myself, I could DNF this book right now and not give two flying Fs what the ending is. I didn't care, and I only got to 74% because I was listening to it as I was playing Coffee Talk 2, which if you play Coffee Talk, either one, you know that there's a lot of dialogue. It's a novel game, like it's a novel story game. It's character based. So the fact that I even thought, oh yeah, let me put on Midnight Rooms as I play the game that I know takes like active attention should have told me something. I didn't care. I did not care. And so I decided at 74% to DNF it because I got past the 51% mark. I can't count it towards the readathon. And so for page count, I just did 74% of the total page count. So it came out to be 249 pages that I had read so far. Like when you convert time to pages. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was a lot of nothing. It was a lot of nothing. And then it would be something. And the something was also nothing. Yeah. I think what it was for me, at least, the setting was creepy. The main character, the protagonist, she was too laid back and too just like allowing things to happen. And I feel like in a situation where you have a creepy haunted house, maybe manor, where weird things are happening, in order for it to keep my attention and for me to care even a little bit, is I need that protagonist to have some sense. And I need the protagonist to have a brain in her head and be actively being like, no, something's wrong, and I'm going to try and figure out what is wrong. If we take one of the comp titles to this book, they compare it to, they being the like publisher or whoever wrote the synopsis, they use Mexican Gothic as a comp title. Mexican Gothic works because the protagonist goes into that situation knowing something's wrong and trying to save her cousin. And she, even though she might be having like weird moments or hallucinations or whatever it is, she is still a strong enough character and person. She's an actual being. And she's like, this is weird. This is really weird. And I'm going to try and figure out what is actually happening. Whereas the main character of Midnight Rooms, Odessa, see, I don't forgot her name already. It's been like 2 hours. She was just like, weird things are happening. There's something weird about the wine. Like, sis, stop giggling and get out. Use your brain. So yeah, I DNF'd that. I think I would read more from this author. This is a debut. I think I would read more from this author to see if he can pull off what he was trying to do in this book, in a different book, but with a stronger protagonist. That's what I need. I started Symphony of Secrets for July Noir. It's not on my Tarot Readathon TBR. Why, you may ask? Because I didn't pull a card for it. And there's a part of me that wants to try and test my luck and pull a card and see if I can match a card to this book. Because technically I did finish my audiobook. That stack over there, because the stack of like books that I want to get through for the rest of the month, is she a little chunky. Well, I guess it's really only 4 books that I have not touched at all. And then there's Mirrored Heavens, Blood Debts, and Her Radiant Curse, or her something. I do plan on starting Her Radiant Curse, or whatever the title of that book is, tomorrow. I want to get to at least 50 pages. Well, I could probably get to more. Maybe like 75 or 100 pages is my goal. Blood Debts, low-key, I'm thinking I might just need to take out the ebook of Blood Debts because, I don't know, maybe not. I want to read, but I have no focus. I'm trying to give myself grace and patience And it's funny because my personal tarot pull, like for myself, I got the Hanged Man, and the book was literally like, wait, what did it say? Because I like reflect and take notes. It literally says surrender and accept the situation. And the chakra related to the Hanged Man card is the crown, which is hilarious because I'm literally dealing with a migraine. And for every card in the major arcana, this particular deck gives an affirmation. And so the affirmation for the Hanged Man is, I choose patience and grace towards myself and others as we work toward our higher self. And I was like, all right, message received, universe. Message received. I feel like that is the most straightforward card in terms of like my intention or my question or what I'm seeking guidance on. That is the most direct and straightforward pull I have ever made. Not even just this month, but like ever. And so I was like, okay, we just gonna ride it out. We're gonna ride it out. And that's all I can do, is ride it out. So that's what we're gonna do. Since I washed my hair, I'm also washing my pillowcase and my bonnet. So I was like, it doesn't make sense for me to put freshly cleaned hair on a dirty pillow or inside a dirty bonnet. So that's why, even though I want to be in the bed, that is why I am still currently up, because I'm waiting for the dryer cycle to finish. But here's to hopefully Saturday being a better day in terms of migraine and in terms of reading. Y'all, look what my man got me. When I tell you I screamed. Nobody ain't gonna be able to tell me nothing.
If I come up and I fall off, that's on me. That's on me. If I come up and I fall off, that's on me. That's on me. If I come up and I fall off, that's on me. If I fold and I sell out, that's weak. That's why I take my time before I make my mind up. And I do this like 7 days out of the week. And I grind so hard, I don't get much sleep. I had to earn my stripes, so I don't have to work no 9 to 5. Yeah, we be taking everything for granted, no lie. Cause I remember days that we could barely get by. Used to use the negativity to get high.
Okay, it's time to wrap up this vlog. Ooh, week 3. Week 3. In terms of health, was trash. In terms of reading, was also trash. Like in terms of reading plans. I finished 3 books for this readathon during this past week. So I definitely slowed down a bit. The migraine, she decided she was here to stay. So that's lovely. In terms of what I finished, I finished 1 novel and 2 manga. I read Sing Me to Sleep. Wow, my light really just died. All right, this works out better anyway because I couldn't remember what the cards were, like what I read Sing Me to Sleep for. And my laptop is over here. All right, I finished Sing Me to Sleep for the Ace of Knives, or Ace of Swords, which was read a debut novel. Remember I gave that one 4.75 stars. I also read, oh, here it is. For our significator for week 3, we had Team Cups at The Son of Knives, which was Read a Book About Books. And I read The Savior's Book Cafe Story in Another World, Volume 3. I gave that one 4 stars. And I also finished My Hero Academia, Volume 5. and that was for my pull of the Five of Wands, which was read a book that features competition or conflict amongst its characters. And I gave that one 5 stars. So, I mean, in terms of like enjoyment of what I was reading, it was a good week. I wanted to read more. Honestly, I wanted to read more of my novels, especially. That's what I was really excited about. But I just did not have the energy or the focus or the lack of pain to do so. So here we are. What did I make progress in this past week? I don't think I made... I guess I made progress in Blood Debt. I'm pretty sure I read a few pages in that. Yeah, I mean, here's to hoping this last week is much better in terms of health, because that means it'll be much better in terms of reading. I have decided that the next vlog will be the last vlog, but it'll be a longer one, and it will cover the last week and a half of the readathon, since it ends obviously July 31st, which I believe is a Wednesday or something like that, next Wednesday. So I was like, I might as well just make it an extra long one. All right, so yeah, this is the end of week 3. I will see you in week 4. We are going to do our end of vlog tarot poll, which means I have to go back to my desk. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a huge thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed and that you've hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video, and comment down below. What is this? Mother of Baskets, which translates to the Queen of Cups, and that is read a book that explores non-traditional forms of love, such as platonic or familial love. So let me know in the comments what book you would recommend that fits that prompt, or that you've recently read that fits that prompt, and I will see you in another video.
I ain't living for the moment. I see what's mine and I want it. Hungry like a Pac-Man. I'm Bruce Wayne and Batman. I'm Naruto with a Hanzo. Got a sharp mind like I'm Einstein. Plus I'm copywriting, so it's all mine. Check it for me, I'm in the sky.